What's up, guys? This is the Apple HomePod, and as the name suggests, this is a new home speaker made by Apple. One of the key things about this is it's kind of their first entry into the smart home assistant market, and one of the first dedicated home audio products that they've released in a really long time, I think since the Apple Hi-Fi. In this video, I want to check it out and show you guys what I think are the good and bad parts of the HomePod and whether or not it is a good choice for you. So let's check it out. So one of the first things to understand when you're looking at the HomePod or these smart assistant speakers is that it's becoming more about the ecosystem and less about the individual product. So if you're in the Apple and iOS ecosystem, the HomePod is a great choice. But if you're a diehard Google and Android user, this speaker basically becomes unusable to you, especially in its current state. To me, this is a product that's much more similar to the Sonos products than it is to the Google and Amazon products. And the reason I say that is because it's an audio first product. It's not really a smart assistant, especially not right now. It's an unmistakably high-end product, and the people who worked on it, you can really tell, put a ton of effort into all the details. I really can't say enough good things about the sound and the design. The sound is full, but it also has real clarity on kind of the highs, and everything about it just is really top-notch, and it's a great sounding speaker. And for the money in the $350 price range, I don't think you can do any better than the HomePod right now. If you live in a small apartment or have small rooms in your house, I think this is the perfect choice. It fills the room. It does a great job with the 360-degree technology that they put in here. I think it lives up to the hype. I don't think it's a gimmick. The only observation that I have or thing to be aware of is that the bass is really good in small rooms and you can kind of feel the bass and it's really impressive. In really large rooms, that does drop off quite a bit from what I noticed, and the bass is still there and you can hear it, but you can't feel it as much as you can in the smaller room, which I guess makes sense. But I think this thing is really well suited to a small apartment or small room where you want a compact product that looks nice out, you know, and it's well designed and can really sound good. Moving on to the smart aspect of the speaker, it's really just not fully developed yet. I mean, Siri is a way to interact with and talk to the speaker and control it, but even if you're totally entrenched in the Apple walled garden and you have all iOS products, all Apple services, you don't use anything cross-platform, it still doesn't work fully or even have full integration. And a good example of that is that you can add reminders and clear reminders, but you can't access the calendar yet.
Mark, take the garbage out as complete.
I marked take the garbage out as completed.
Hey Siri, what do I have going on later today?
I can access your calendar here. Sorry about that.
And you can transfer a call that's on your phone to the HomePod, but you can't initiate a call from the HomePod, but you can send messages from the HomePod. So if you kind of see, it's like it's even half-baked inside of the Apple services right now. And obviously I expect that to change and develop over time, but right now you don't really have the full integration. They're only allowing integration right now as far as the voice control with Apple Music. They don't support Spotify or any of the other streaming services. So you can still use it with Spotify through Airplay, but you can't have any control over saying play a specific playlist from Spotify and things like that. Now, will they add it? Maybe, but maybe not. And so that's the hard part about buying it as it stands right now. And I think that's the final component to all these speakers is support. It's how long are they going to continue to develop and add features to these products? Now, I mean, it's kind of a cool thing in the sense that all of the assistants work server side. So theoretically, they can add a lot of this functionality over time and improve all of these smart devices and assistants. But at the same time, you have to kind of trust in a company's commitment to the product and to their roadmap. And so a good example is Google. I mean, they make really awesome services and products, but they're kind of scattered. Sometimes they stick to something and inexplicably they'll drop a product or change it or make a duplicate of it. And so it's kind of something you have to understand with Google. But the nice thing is the price and barrier of entry to a lot of their products is lower. Now with Apple, you're spending $350 for a product that's really at this point unfinished or not fully developed. I mean, hardware-wise, everything's there, but the software functionality still has a long way to go, and even features that were announced at launch like stereo pairing aren't yet available. You are taking a gamble a little bit, and I don't really like this model of every product kind of being unfinished at release, but this is a review that's going to be interesting to look back on a year from now to see if the HomePod has really lived up to the hype. So thanks again, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, thanks for watching, and see you next time.